Greetings, guys and goddesses. It's your god brother Andre. I'm here to build with you today on a very intense build, to be exact, throughout this video. It came to me right after meditation, and it came strong. It came strong. And as it was coming to me, I knew that it was going to cause me to lose a lot of so-called friends on social media, because most aren't ready to break out of that box that they've been placed in, and most aren't even aware that they are in a box, simply because some of these boxes that they're in are self-imposed. They'll climb out of one box to get into another one, not even realizing it. So for those that are ready and willing to open their minds and their etheric selves, internal selves, I want to start my video off with saying, first of all, melanin is not from Africa. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? Wait, man, y'all ready to argue, y'all ready to beef. But the fact is, melanin is not from Africa. Africa has the highest probably melanin content, and it has the richest amount of minerals and natural resources on the planet, because it is connected to the core of the earth. And the beings of Africa, by way of divine order, have the most melanin content because of this. So to further elaborate on my strong belief and what I know internally is, when you look up at the sky at night and you see the stars and the visible planets and the stellar bodies, all of that dark mass around those stars, around those planets and visible stellar bodies is darkness, black. And it is full of melanin, and probably has the highest melanin concentration in existence other than that of a black hole. All right, so we agree that all the black matter that you see up in space is melanin, all right, and full of melanin. Now, those visible stars and planets that you see as well have a high degree of melanin content, but nowhere near the melanin content that all that dark mass that you see and dark matter that you see in space, which makes up, I believe it's 86% of space or of the universe, dark matter. So with that being said, melanin is from space. Africa and the planet Earth are from space. So that means all the inhabitants of the planet Earth are not only Earth beings, but we are also intergalactic beings. That's why we are more able to tune into our cosmic energy and be aligned with the universal laws and the balance that governs that cosmic energy, creation, expansion, so forth and so on. So our eternal internal selves are cosmic, pure conscious energy. We are all together part of the same whole and source, but vibrate on our own individual frequencies. So yes, practice nationhood. Practice pride in the place you come from, the origin and bloodline and genetic DNA and makeup that's part of your heritage, your rich culture and heritage. It makes up who you are physically. But don't stop there, because we are far more than just physical beings. So when I say melanin is not from Africa, what I am basically saying is, your physical being is from Africa. All right, all physical beings or humans originated from Africa, period. Okay, and that's sacred land, that's holy land, that's sacred soil. But our eternal selves is from the omniverse in which we all reside in. So to view ourselves as African and nothing more beyond that is to place ourselves in another box. The only difference is that we are just separate from the box that the Europeans placed us in. And this box that we are now currently in is one of our own design, and that we choose to place ourselves in. It's self-imposed. What many fail to realize is that we are part of a divine cosmic community, an intergalactic community, a community that stretches beyond multiverses and is one that engulfs them all. Our ancestors knew this. That's why they spent their lives trying to get back to the divine self, which they knew originated amongst the stars. They were always striving to become more attuned and aligned with the cosmos. They made their cities in alignment with the stars and the constellations. This is well documented, this is well known, this is well internalized within the African conscious community. But people fail to expand beyond just what our ancestors did here on Earth and what they were here on Earth. We are far more. Our ancestors knew this, and if you follow the way of the ancestors, then you must accept this as part of your teaching and growth and expansion as well. But most choose to call themselves African and nothing more beyond that. Then place themselves in that small, minute box, which, if you follow the true ways of the ancestors, then you must accept this as well and evolve higher and expand further. So I got a question. To go deeper, a box was created for what? The answer is to contain something. That's what a box is created for, to contain something and to keep the contents within it from escaping back out of it. Now, with that overstanding, we must also accept the realization that just as there are physical boxes to keep physical contents within them and from escaping, there are also psychological boxes and spiritual or etherical boxes as well. And to place yourselves or allow yourselves to be placed in any box is to willingly restrict growth, expansion, and elevation. That is something our ancestors did not allow and stood firmly against. They were always for elevation. They were always for continuous elevation, expansion, and growth. That's why they were able to accomplish so much physically and etherically. And they never stopped evolving. They never said things like, oh, the sky is the limit, or that the physical stars were either. They believed and firmly stood on the principles that there is no limit. That's why they were able to create such advanced civilizations. That's why they were able to create such monumental structures that still stand to this day. And we won't even go into the etherical or spiritual systems that are still being researched, studied today to try and find out how they tapped into their own divine selves, which were extensions of the omniverse and the powers within it that they were a part of. Now, when we speak on the spiritual or etherical systems that were a part of our ancestors' culture, anyone who truly knows how to tune into themselves also internally knows that the spiritual systems of our ancient ancestors were just methods, including voodoo, written down and practiced on how to tap in to the energy already in you as well as around you that were successful to them. So back to what I said in a video I posted a few months back. Rituals serve for the purpose of guidance and insight to what worked for our ancestors and what we can follow to a great extent in order to be successful when attempting to tap into our own divine selves and in the omniverse around us. They were not to put you in a box and keep you within them where you are restricted from evolving, expanding, elevating further beyond your present state or the state that our ancestors were in before they transitioned back to their original state, the etheric realm. I hope you got the message that I was trying to convey to you today, as well as internalized that we alone are the ones who can impede our growth and stop us from elevating to the level where we are truly one with our eternal divine selves in the omniverse. And once you are one with your eternal divine self in the omniverse, you are always expanding and always growing because it never stops. It's your God, brother Andre. 360 degrees wholeness, perfection, power, and continuous elevation.